Good everyone. Welcome back to our channel. And today let's take up, let's take up a new topic in Inventor. And this topic is about the Fillet Tool. And under the Fillet Tool, we have the edge fillet, the face fillet, and then the full round fillet. And we have three modes. It could be under the edge mode, loop, and feature. But before we discuss the fillet tool in Inventor, how do you define a fillet, or what is a fillet? Now, in part design, we refer to a fillet as simply the round parts of the design. Either it can be found on the interior or the exterior of the said design. And usually we have a concave fillet and a convex fillet. On the interior, the fillet is concave, or the fillets are concave. And on the exterior, they are convex. Okay. Now, as engineers, we use fillet to reduce stresses on a part. If we're using a fillet, for example, on an edge, the fillet helps distribute on a large surface the stress, preventing the stress to be concentrated on a single part, thus not allowing what we call rapid deformation. That is one importance of the fillet in a certain design of a work or a workpiece for that matter. Now, usually the fillet are on the edges of the work. So usually we need to remove the sharp edges by using a fillet, or probably by using a chamfer for that matter. However, if we're talking of edges on the part, the chamfer is not always the best option to use. Instead, we use the fillet to remove the sharp edges. That's one advantage of fillet over the chamfer. And one good example again is in terms of the hole. Assuming the part being designed has a hole in it, the question is, what should we use? Should we use the fillet tool or the chamfer tool? If we're talking of a hole wherein the screw or bolt will be driven, using a fillet is not a good option. Why? Because it will prevent the smooth movement of the bolt or the screw into the hole. So the sharp edge will aid smoother pin movement down into the hole. If we're talking of the hole, whether we would like either, is it advantageous to apply the fillet or to apply the chamfer on the hole? Okay. Now, what are the factors we need to consider whether we use a fillet on our design or we use a chamfer on our design. Number one factor in terms of manufacturing, of course, is the machining time. If we're using manual method of machining, then there is a little or there is a difficulty in producing the fillet compared to your chamfer. Unless otherwise we use a CNC or a computer numerically controlled machines, then they're almost the same. Unless, of course, the fillet has a setback or the fillet is variable for that matter. So one consideration is on the machining side or the machining time. Number two, you need to consider the cost also. It's more costly creating a fillet compared to creating a chamfer on an edge. That's the second thing. Now, the third thing is in terms of rust. Fillet parts tend to prevent accelerated rusting compared to chamfer. So on that area, a fillet will be used. Number four, in terms of stress, then a while ago I mentioned that the stress is distributed on the entire length or on the large surface, then a fillet is advantageous compared to a chamfer. And in terms of the attractiveness of the design, if you need an appealing design, a fillet is used. So these are the factors we need to consider whether we use the fillet or the chamfer. But since the topic for today is about the fillet tool, let's discuss this. We'll take this one by one. Edge, face, full round, and under the mode we have the edge, loop, and feature. So to start with, we open AUTODESK Inventor. We click on New, still on the metric system, click on the Create button, and then we start our drawing, let's say, on the top view. And let's say we draw a rectangle here, and let the rectangle be equivalent to, let's say, 100 by 50. So we have a rectangle here. Okay. So our drawing is fully constrained. Okay. So we click on Finish Sketch. What we have is this. We go southeast isometric and then have this one set current fixed distance. Now let's extrude the rectangle. Let's say a distance of 50 mm. So we have that. Now this is the fillet icon. When you click on the fillet icon, this is what you will see. Okay? This is edge, fillet. This is face, fillet. And this is a full round fillet. And on top, you have constant, variable, and setbacks. And on the mode, we have the edge, loop, and feature. Just the same here, when you click here, you have the edge, face, and full round fillet, equivalent to this. Okay. So let's discuss number one. We have the edge fillet. Okay. So it's very simple. If I click on this edge, and then I type a value of 10, for example, so a fillet is produced on this edge. Look on this one on the right side view. This is now how it looks like. So very simple. Clicking here, fillet, that is edge, constant. Constant what? Constant radius, which is 10 mm. Increasing the radius to 15, you will see the effect. Okay? But how about if, let's undo, if I click on the Fillet Tool, and then I click on Variable, here, I click on this edge, and you will see here, start, radius is 10, here, position is 0, and this is position 0. And radius is 10. This is the end point here. Position is 1. If I click on end, if you notice, the arrow goes here. Okay? Since we're on variable, I will type on the radius. I will make the radius 20. Try to take a look. If I click on the check mark, this is what I see. On the right side view, this is how it looks like. You see? On the other view here, on the left, this is how it looks like. So this is an example of edge fillet variable. If I double click on the Fillet Tool again, okay, here you see, click to add. When I click, okay, I can add another point. Let's say I hover my mouse and find the green point there. That is the center of the rectangle, okay, or rectangular. So when I click, if you notice, P is 0.5. This is exactly halfway. And if I change the radius, for example, to 5, try to take a look. I may increase the radius to 9. This is how it looks like. So let's say we change it, backspace 4, and click. This is how the fillet looks like, variable method. Or if you double click on fillet 1 and point 1 there, you can change this value. I change this value to 0.75. If you notice, it moves. And then when I click on the check mark, this is how it looks like. That 0.75 means from point 1, 0.75 of the entire length. So this is how the fillet looks like using variable. Are you following? Next, we delete the fillet. We click on the Fillet Tool, still on edge. I will click on setback. Okay. I will be using the set box. So here comes. Okay. I will click on this edge. 1. On this edge. 2. On this edge. 3. And then I check. This is the setback here, as was discussed previously under the topic jumper. I double click on fillet here. Sorry. I double click on fillet. I click setback. I click on the center here. Okay. I select the vertex. No. So the vertex is selected here. This is the vertex. If you notice, you will see here edge 1, 2 mm, edge 2, 2 mm, edge 3, 3 mm, or 2 mm. I will click on edge 1. I will change that value, let's say to 12. Now try to take a look. I will increase the value. I'll make the value 20. You see? I click on edge 2. I make the value 20 also. You see? That is now the setback. I click on edge 3 and change the value again to 20. Okay? So, we change the setback. And if you change the setback, this is how it looks like. If you notice, the setbacks are the same. Assuming I will change the setback at edge 1 and make this one 15. This is now 15. Make this one 12. Now you see the effect. Which means to say that we can change the setbacks for every edge, for that matter. But of course, to see how the setback works, we'll just make this one even. And if we click on the check mark, this is how it looks like. There you see it. Okay? So we're talking of edge fillet with setbacks. Okay? So let me delete this one again. And then let's go back to the fillet tool. Click here. And the face fillet. So I click on the face, for example. If you notice, you will see, face set 1. Exactly the same here. Face set 1. Let's have a value of 10 so that you can see it clearly. 10. Okay? I click on this face set 1 here. The inventor will ask me for face set number 2. If I click on this face, so apply, cancel. So what I have now is a fillet between two faces, this face and this face. Okay? So double clicking, okay, we can change the value here if you want to. Make this one 20. Value 20. So that is the effect. Okay? So this is an example of a fillet between two faces. Now let me delete this and then go back again to the fillet tool. Now in this case, we have a full round fillet. How does a full round fillet works? When I click here, what you will see under the full round fillet, side face set number 1, center face set, side face set number 2. So we need to define 3 faces so that we can create a full round fillet. Now here you will see side face set number 1. I will click on this face, left click. Now Inventor will ask me center face set. Here you will see this is highlighted, center face set. I select this face. And lastly, Inventor will ask me side face set number 2. Just the same here, this is highlighted. I will select the opposite face. I click there. So if you notice, a full round fillet is produced. Let's undo. Go back to the Fillet Tool. Click here. Side face set 1, I click on top. Center face set 2, I click here. Side face set 2, I click at the bottom. And then you will see that we produce a full round fillet. See? That's how easy it is. Okay? Now let's undo. We go back. We click on the Fillet Tool again. Now, we have there 3 modes. Edge, we click on the loop. Okay. Under the loop, let's say we define a radius of 5. I will select this face. Try to take a look. Click on apply. So you'll see the whole face we have fillet on the four sides or 4 edges, but what we select is the loop. Let's cancel. Let's undo again. I click on Fillet Tool. I click on Loop. I select this face or this face here. So you see a loop fillet equivalent to a radius of 5, or make this one 10, is produced. There you see it. Undo. Back to Fillet Tool. The last mode is feature. So when we say feature, let's say make this radius 5 here. I simply click anywhere on my solid. Click on apply. All fillet, all rounds. Okay? You can select here. Rounded, the same radius, click on apply. Cancel. So what you see is we have the whole feature fillet at a radius of 5. So that's how easy it is to use the Fillet Tool. Okay? So let me cancel. So if we rotate this is how our work looks like. The whole feature is fillet. So this ends our discussion on the topic Fillet Tool. Kindly subscribe, like, and share on our channel if you find this tutorial interesting and informative. Thank you very much.